Today we're going to be working through configuring OSPF on 3 SRX, vSRX routers, and we have 2 VPCs here so that we can do some testing as well. So here's our diagram with the different subnets that we'll be using. Right now nothing is configured. As you can see, I'm in R1. There's actually no configuration. Hostname is not set or anything. Let's start getting in and configuring this. So the first thing that we want to do is log in. So root, no password. We're going to do CLI to get in the Junos and configure. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to essentially remove all the firewall type settings off of this vSRX by first we're going to do a delete security, and then we're going to set the packet based forwarding. So set security forwarding options family MPLS mode packet based. All right, we got that set up. The next thing we're going to do is set a host name. Oops, system host name, and we're going to just call this R1. Next thing is we have 2 interfaces on here, 004 that goes to the PC here, and 000 that goes to R2. So we're going to set up a couple IP addresses here. First, we're going to set up this 000. So we're going to set interface GE Actually, I'm gonna first give it a password. Set system root authentication plain text. Commit that real quick. And then what I'm going to do is exit, show interface first to make sure I see my different interfaces. So we have gigs 0 up and 4 up. All right, let's get this configured. /24 and make sure that sets properly. All right, now we're going to set interface gig 004 to be 10.1.1.1. All right, that looks good. We're going to go over to PC1 now. This doesn't have any IP addresses or anything on it yet either. So let's go ahead and put an IP address. So IP And this is going to be 10.1.1.100. And we're going to do a /24 for this as well, with the default gateway of 10.1.1.1. And then what we're going to do, we'll ping 10.1.1.1 just to make sure we are going there. And that did not seem to work. Show IP. So that's configured. And R1. Oh, I never committed this. That would be why. All right, let's go back to PC1. Do that ping again. And it works. Good. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is actually configure OSPF on router 1. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go back to R1 and we're going to say set protocols OSPF area 0 interface, and we're going to put this on GE 0/0/0, and then commit and quit. All right, so I'm going to do a couple show commands. We don't have any other routers set up currently with OSPF, so I don't see that we'll see any neighbors, but let's do a show OSPF neighbors, and as you can see, nothing there. The next thing I want to do is a show OSPF and interfaces, and so it does show that we have one interface configured, and then what I'm going to also do is let's go ahead and configure and add interface 4 as well. And I did a little bit of typo. I want to do 4.0 or 0.0, but I also want to do this other interface as well, so that we pick up this other network. So commit and quit. Show OSPF interface. All right, that looks good. All right, the next command I want to do is show route protocol. So and OSPF. And essentially this just gives a little bit more information about OSPF as well. So I'll be doing similar commands like this as we start configuring the other interfaces, or the other routers, I should say. All right, let's go on to R2. So root CLI, configure, delete security to get rid of that, and then set security forwarding options, family, MPLS, mode, packet based. All right, let's do set root set system root authentication plain text. Oops, typed that wrong. There we go. Finally got that right. All right, the next thing we want to do is set the host name. So set system host name, and this is going to be R2. And then we're going to set the two interfaces 0, and 001. So we'll go ahead and set up this here for 0, and we'll get this guy here and set that up for 001. And then what we're going to do is we're going to also configure OSPF on those same two interfaces. And then we'll do a commit and quit. And then what I want to do is try to see what logs we get. So what this is showing us here, giving us a little bit more information. Let's rerun that same command. All right, getting a little bit more. Going from a two-way state. All right, so the next thing I want to do is show OSPF neighbors. So we have the neighbor with the address 1.1.1. One thing that I didn't do in this lab that I probably should have is set up loopback addresses for these, just so that it has a router ID. So what it did is it grabbed this 1.1.1 interface here and used that as the router ID, it looks like. All right, and then I'm going to also do show route protocol OSPF, and we have this route now in here. Cool. And we should also have the two interfaces set up. It has one neighbor on this side and no neighbors over here because we haven't set up router 3 just yet. All right. But one cool thing about this is I should be able to, from router 2, go ahead and be able to ping PC1, because not only does I should have learned the route to the 10.1.1.0 network, but this has a route back to here that would get back. So let's look at that. Ping 10.1.1.100, and pings are going through, so that's awesome. Let's stop that. So let's jump over to R3 over here and get OSPF set up on this one. So root CLI config and set delete security, set security, porting options, family MPLS, mode packet based, set security, root auth. Set system, root authentication, plain text. here for a second. All right, going to router 3. I'm gonna go ahead and set the host name. We'll go ahead and set the gig 001 IP address. We'll set the gig 004 address. And then let's go ahead and set up OSPF on 001 interface and on 004 interface. And we'll do a commit and quit. Show route. All right. So as you can see, we got a couple of routes here. We got this connected. This is directly connected. We've got the 172.16 directly connected. And so not the others just yet. Let's update. But now that it's been here for a minute, we have the other routes. We have an OSP route to this network here between 1 and 2. This 2 network is directly connected. And then we have this other route that's right here that's through OSPF as well. There's a metric incremented. And so what that means is we should be able to ping back to PC1 from router 3. So ping 10.1.1.100. And that's working. Okay. And just for the fun of it, let's go to PC2 and we'll set up an IP on this one with the gateway being router 3. And just for the fun of it, we'll ping all the way through and should have connectivity from PC1 all the way to PC2. So we have completed this tutorial for basic OSPF, and we're able to get OSPF running on these vSRX routers and get connectivity between PC1 and PC2. If there's anything else along these lines that you want to see, other commands that you think I should know about or view, go ahead and put them in the comments and let me know so that I could try them out and learn some new things about Juniper. Hope you enjoy this journey, and if there's anything else, let me know. Thanks. Bye.